Hey yo, I'm back. I don't know why I just sounded so peppy when I'm playing a game about depression, but okay. I believe this is where I left off. You've gone to with your girlfriend Alex. That's right here. You surprise even yourself when you start talking about how frustrated and stymied you feel by your job. About how you used to feel passionately about things, but feel like all your energy and capacity for creativity is getting leached down of you each and every workday. You can't remember how long it's been since you've externalized this much raw emotion. The two of you spend several hours at the diner booth, long after your half-food eaten was cleared and the waitress stopped refilling your coffee cups. As you get up to leave, a sudden wave of self-consciousness washes over you and you suddenly feel incredibly awkward. Then Alex stands up and grabs you tightly around your waist. You realize that, short of boring her with your seemingly endless rants, she's simply happy to have gotten the chance to spend time, real time, with you. It's been, by all accounts, incredibly too long since you've allowed yourself to open up to them like this, and there's an almost palpable feeling of closeness you allow yourself. Feeling of closeness you allow yourself to hold on as you go to bed that night. Hold on to as you go to bed that night. Blah, 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 blah. Prescription, yes! We're gonna make you better. I really, want to help this hypothetical person. He also has a cat now, so yeah, cats are cute. This is the important things. Oh my god. I'm weird. Is an utterly nondescript Wednesday afternoon. The type of afternoon that would completely fade from memory, unless one made an active effort to preserve it. As has become routine on Wednesdays, you are sitting on the couch in Dr. Melville's office. To your mild surprise, she begins the session by breaking her characteristic therapist silence and begins speaking up right away. I wanted to start by saying I think it's great that you decided to come see me. It's an incredibly important first step, she begins. I want to take some time today to talk to you about the possibility of supplementing or substituting your treatment with medication. The mention of medication makes your ears perk up, and you feel your heart rate increasing. She continues. Many people find that adding a pharmacological element. No, it says pharmacological. I'm not sure that's a word, but okay, we'll go with it. I'll trust that it's right. This, so far, has been perfect, so, a pharmaceutical element to their treatment to be very helpful, and some even prefer to take drugs, completely eliminating their need to visit a therapist at all. Providing you rely on your support network and are still reaching out to people, I would prefer it if we kept talking should you choose to start medication, so I can monitor your progress and adjust as needed. But the choice is ultimately yours. I just wanted to run the option by you to gauge what your thoughts on the matter might be. Dr. Melville has just given you a lot to think about. What do you do now? You're done with both? Fuck no. No. A lot of messing with chemicals brain makes you uneasy. No. Except as a way to augment your therapy. Yes, we're gonna do both. You think the matter over long and hard. It's strange to think that recently none of this sort of thing was even on your radar. And here you are now, being asked to make the decision about it. You're both skeptical and nervous, still getting over the initial shock of just talking to your therapist. Still, over the years, you've done enough entry-level reading on the subject to know, if it doesn't help, at least it probably won't hurt, right? After an intense and protracted period of inertial vacillation, you decide to bite the bullet and go for it. You tell Dr. Miller that you'd like to try medication in addition to your therapy, and you spend about half an hour going over what you'll be taking and what you should expect from it. Thinking back on the decision later, you're pretty sure that you had your fists clenched tightly the whole way through, though. Oh no, the whole way through. You start taking medication you are hoping that will work, but you aren't optimistic. They're worried about the side effects. Man, those reminders at the end are really they're depressing. Who would have thought? It's a Wednesday evening. You're visiting your parents' house for a holiday. It's one of the handful of times during the year you drive out to visit your old hometown, and you've seen these random people you had gone to school with around town. Whenever bumping into them, the usual short versions of what you've done since graduating are exchanged. You've gone through a few of these today and have been very aware of how much you feel you haven't accomplished. When you were in high school, you had much larger plans, and you feel like you've failed to manifest most of them. Even if you had managed to, you've largely lost interest in what you thought you wanted to do growing up. Now you're not really sure what you want to do, and you felt like you're lacking the ambition or drive to figure it out. Everyone you've caught up with seems so much happier than you. Like they've got their lives all figured out, and oh my god, I'm having trouble today. And you've kind of been feeling like a failure by comparison. Okay, Your brother Malcolm arrives with his wife in tow shortly before you all sit down to dinner. He's been traveling for his job lately, and you haven't seen him since the day he picked you up from the dentist. Your parents haven't seen him since before then. During the dinner, they all catch up, and Malcolm talks about the amazing things he's done on the road. Your mother turns to you and asks what you've been up to since you've seen them last. Oh, same old, you say. Nothing really new going on. Your mother makes a face. Oh, nothing new? How long are you planning on staying in that job of yours? What do you say? Tell them about the exciting new job you have. What they want to hear, they're actively looking for a more prestigious position. No, just be honest with your family. I can't... These are my words of wisdom as technically still a teenager. Just be honest with people. It makes life easier. Lying about it is not going to help you. Avoiding it is not going to help you. Just be honest with people as much as possible. Actually, you start sheepishly. I'm not really sure what I want to do right now. Your mom puts down her fork. So what, you're planning on living the way you do for the rest of your life? How would you afford a house on that paycheck? What about kids? Your father interrupts, lightly placing his hand over your mother's. It's okay, Linda. Let the kids be what they are. There's nothing wrong with not knowing what you want to do in your 20s. I didn't get into construction until I was nearly 40. Your mother looks across the table at you, unsatisfied with her husband's reasoning. Dude, your dad is awesome. Listen to him. I don't think it's normal for someone at that age not to have a path. You think hard about it, or he'll never make anything of yourself. Mom, come on, Malcolm interjects. This emotionally exhausts you. You want to tell her that you are thinking hard, and that not knowing what you're doing with yourself bothers you more than it could ever bother her. That sometimes it feels like you're lost in the woods, and that if you were to drop dead in your apartment, the world wouldn't notice. You want to make her understand that more often than not, you feel like an alien, like there isn't anywhere in this world that feels like a place where you belong. And you have no idea how to fix it or what to do. You wish you could find the words so that she would understand that being looked down on for this kills you, and it drives home the feeling of being a total outsider. Instead, you get very quiet for the rest of the meal, while your mind goes numb. Everything inside you feels exhausted. I know that doesn't feel great, but you gotta be honest. It's a rainy night. You are hurrying through the rain to Alex's apartment at her behest. Behest, that's a good word. Though your pace is quick, the rain is steadily soaking up your pant legs as you traverse the town, and it's darkening you're already in a poor mood. The call came while you were at home, after a day of dealing with abnormally frustrating people. You'd spent the afternoon trying to unwind and get some work done on your project done. Alex called and interrupted one of your try to make progress, get frustrated and not make progress, have a harder time making progress to frustration repeat. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this, I can totally relate to that. Getting frustrated makes you do nothing. But not in this context of depression, obviously. Loops, and you haven't fully shaken off the feelings of being annoyed with yourself from it yet. You knock on her door, and on the third knock, hear a voice call from further in the apartment to come in. As you cross the threshold, dripping rainwater all the way, you notice that the lights are turned down very low in the apartment. You squint to navigate it as you clutch on your damp umbrella, and end up hitting your shin on the side table, mumbling a profanity under your breath. Yeah, Al. You barely make out Alex emerging from the hallway, clad in what looks like to be a robe with her bare skin of her legs peering out from underneath. Why don't you come in and warm up? She asks in her designated slightly cheesy sexy voice. Go girl. After a beat of silence, she says more naturally, my roommates are out of town this weekend, so I thought it might be nice to have a little fun while they're away. You appreciate her affection, but you're too wrapped up in your own negative feedback loops to be in the mood right now. What do you do? Go over your stress and be intimate with your friend. While you're not in the mood, suggest something else instead. I want to please her. She seems really nice. I'll tell her you're not in the mood isn't gonna go over well. 'Suggested something else instead. Now, unwind a little bit. Look at her standing, barely lit, and notice that there's a few candles standing around the apartment. It occurs to you that she has tried to make this night special for the two of you, even though there's a tight knot of antisocial frustration in you somewhere. Seeing how much she cares to you makes you want to try and melt it away, so you can show her how much you care that she's gone through all this trouble. However, you desperately need to shift gears first before it's even possible. You look amazing. Let's have a drink together, you suggest, hoping that this will give you the push you need to get in the mood. You go into the kitchen and pour two of your drinks, trying to focus on letting go of your bad mood. Sit down on the couch next to her and she cuddles up to you instantly. What should we toast to? She asks. She takes a drink. You think for a moment. Passing up on the cheesy to-us option, you say what's on your mind, letting go of your bad day. To tonight. Two of you cheers, and you ask her about her day. Conversation turns flirtatious, and the two of you find yourselves in the bedroom shortly after. You find that you're having trouble getting into things physically with her, and remember that your diminished arousal is a possible side effect of your medication. You'd hope that you were part of the population that wouldn't be affected by it, but it seems as though this was not the case. However, you're able to enjoy the closeness with Alex, and you fall asleep together happily. Yeah, meds. This one's blurry. I wonder if certain ones make other ones worse. It's an early winter evening, and even though it's not particularly late, the time of year has lent the sky to an almost premature darkened cast. Okay. Day after day, just like today, you trudge home from your job you have increasingly come to hate. On this day, your job misery seems to have reached critical mass, and not even shredding your rain-laden and uncomfortable clothes helps you unwind from your workday. You collapse onto your couch, blank and numb. But your job always seemed to be just an unpleasant reality of existence. It was a position you sort of fell into unexpectedly, never intending to work there long term, and it's getting harder and harder to keep it up. Well, it's certainly not your dream job. You've always just sort of stuck it out. I thought it said fuck it out. I don't know why I read it like that. You just fuck it out. No. You've always just sort of stuck it out of necessity before. But it's becoming increasingly difficult to do that. Though you couldn't even begin to imagine what else you could do, you find yourself face to face with the question you can't ignore. Is your complacency worth the price of this misery? What do you do? Jobs. Try and at least be productive in focusing your efforts on your project. Justified to another job. Try and be productive on your project. Find out. You sit down at your computer to blow off some steam and are surprised to find your thoughts drifting to your long-neglected project. You talk yourself into opening it up and taking a look at it for the first time in what must be weeks. For whatever reason, your anger that you've been feeling towards your day job seems to have converted to pure passion, as you seem to be overflowing with ideas tonight. It's as if you've got a build-up of ideas that just haven't gotten out, and now you're in the zone. While you don't get a natural amount of work done, you do work for a solid couple of hours, and it really feels great. What's more, you share some of the stuff across your social media networks, and you receive quite a bit of positive feedback, which makes you feel great. When you go top bed that night, this doesn't make sense, but okay. You tell yourself that your job may suck, but at least you've got something you really care about that you can put effort into and feel really good about yourself. In fact, as you're falling asleep, you can barely remember your day at work. Yes! I hit my headphones. I gotta listen to that beautiful music. Yes! Oh, I'm so glad I did it. How the fuck am I gonna do this? My life. How? It's a little past 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night. You're at your computer, frustration levels peaking, rubbing your eyes and sighing heavily. You're working on a project from your job and as you stretch your wits end trying to meet a looming deadline. And as it lurks closer and closer, you are seriously doubting your ability to get it done. You've dragging your feet. I think they mean dragged. Okay, so there are a few typos, but it's done really well. You've dragged your feet a little at work due to your complete lack of energy lately. In spite of wanting to do a good job, you find yourself unable to push past it and feel horribly useless for it. Slide your hands off your face and look at the screen as it beeps at you. Hey, are you there? Oh, it's from Attic. Hey, are you there? I really need to talk to someone about something. You feel like you're getting nowhere with the current testing and probably use a break. However, you have a history of getting distracted and losing motivation to pick something back up again afterward. What do you do? No. I think we should answer. I think that this person, as much as you need them, they need you. And saying you're busy, I think this is important. Whatever this is, I want to answer it because I feel like it's important.